Well, he is impossible not to root for, unless you're a rival of the Indiana Hoosiers. Fernando Mendoza, you know about the Heisman Trophy, and you know about the remarkable Indiana story. He originally, out of Miami, committed to Yale and then flipped to Cal, another remarkable school. And I talked about the first time I watched that Penn State second half, and I went, oh, wow, this kid is different. And then I started going on YouTube and watching the Cal games, and it's like, there's a little Andrew Luck here. There's a toughness here, and Fernando Mendoza has been kind enough to join us live here on a Friday before the Super Bowl. So it's just, you're such a neat story and very true to your personality. Fernando, when was the first time that you thought to yourself, because you're a real humble kid, but you thought to yourself maybe after a game, you know what? I may be able to play on Sundays. I think I can play maybe pro football. Was that at Cal? Was that in high school? When was that first moment?
Well, first of all, Mr. Cowherd, I really appreciate having me on. And as much as I love the compliment, I don't think I'm in the same sense as Andrew Luck. I'm still a long way to go. But at Cal, I was a very raw prospect. And I know I need to get developed. And that's why after graduating at Cal in 3 years, I took the jump to join Signetti and co. to try to become a developed quarterback, because I know I need to get my footwork right. I need a whole nother skill set to even think about the NFL. And I would say mid-year when we played Oregon at Austin Stadium and came back, I was like, wow, maybe I can play in the NFL. And then the whole month of December, as we have here the Ohio State clip rolling, and the playoffs, I was like, okay, I think I'm confident enough to take this next step, to take this next leap, and bet on myself and declare for the NFL draft this year.
You know, it's interesting, though. You went to Cal. You didn't play with a lot of five-star players, and you lost some games. But I talked to an NFL executive, and he said, I said, what do you like about him? And he said, I like his toughness. You guys all talk about his arm and his size. He said, I saw him get whacked by Miami. I saw him get hit hard at Cal. I saw the Ohio State game. He's like, a lot of guys don't like to sit in the pocket. Where do you think your toughness comes from?
I think it comes from not wanting to let my teammates down. And I always trust my offensive linemen. And I know that if I sit in the pocket and I deliver a strike, not only is it going to deflate the defense, it's also going to inspire my team. Wow, Fernando could get back up and deliver the next play. Oh, that's someone we want to play with. That's someone we want to play for. And like you mentioned, there are a lot of close game at Cal that unfortunately did not go our way. But I think that's great experience. And that's why when it was a Penn State game, the Oregon, or the national championship, whenever it was the high pressure moments, it was that Cal experience where we won some close games and we also lost some close games. Like the NFL, the margins are very, very small. And it kind of gave me that experience to help the Indiana Hoosiers go 16-0.
So it's interesting. We all know Curt Cignetti is a great coach now.
Yeah.
But he's not we were at Cal, and a lot of people were interested, Fernando. They wanted you. And it's not like Signetti is just Mr. Personality and one-liners and funny. What did you see in him? What, in that recruiting pitch, what did you see in him that you're like, okay, this is the guy to take me to another level?
So my younger brother, Alberto Mendoza, who's now going to be the starting quarterback for Georgia Tech, he was there the year before. And when I was, in Cal for 3 years under, a couple different OCs, and I saw the way he developed in 1 year, I was like, wow, the way he's learning about defense, the way they're processing information, and the way they're really developing the quarterback, that's where I need to go. And when I visited these other schools, they're like, hey, we had the best shot of winning the national championship. Indiana, they're a Cinderella story. But Coach Signetti was like, Fernando, you want to go to the NFL? I'm going to develop you into the best quarterback you could possibly become. And that's what sold me, because I want to control the controllables. The best quarterback I could become, the best serve my teammates and coaches.
Yeah, does he ever get mad at you? Because, boy, he gets mad at the media all the time. Well, he gets mad at you. He does.
Oh, a lot. Yeah, I would say that there's been a lot of times in practice. He's like, what the hell are you throwing here? And, and it's that tough love. Honestly, he doesn't give us a lot of love at all, especially the quarterback. But I think that's what makes him special, because he never wants to keep us complacent. When we had great victories early in the year, he was like, I don't know who you guys think you are. We're not that good as a team. We still need to go a long, long way. And Coach Signetti was always make sure to keep our team, and especially myself, humble. So he was always very hard on us. And I think especially in the day and age of college coaches, going to more of the side of NIL, the power shift to the players.
Yeah.
Where they, just want to be a little more friendly. He brings that old school leader, that kind of like fear leader, CEO type, where it's, hey, you're going to respect him, you're going to do what he says, and you're going to listen to his coaching points. So it was a great learning opportunity for all of us.
In terms of just football players, quarterbacks, a lot of times we in the media or draft analysts will say, okay, here's his comp. Here's his comp. Here's who he is. And I do think you have, to me, you have a toughness that has an Andrew Luck feel. And you have a poise and a toughness and the intellect. And that's why, and by the way, like Andrew Luck, Andrew didn't play with 5-star guys at Stanford. He played with good players. You play with good players.
Great.
Yeah. Is there a professional quarterback at any part of your journey that even subconsciously, you kind of the footwork, the style, the jersey, is there a professional that you've always kind of thought, I kind of like the way he plays, the way his feet work? Is there a guy for you?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of guys for me throughout my entire childhood. And then when I started getting to high school and the college level and actually learning how to study tape and really extracting things from their game to put into my game. As a child, I was always a huge Tom Brady fan. I read the TB12 book. I was always big on the preparation. Because like Tom, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the fastest, I'm not the strongest, but the edge is in the intellect and preparation. So I really appreciate him preaching that message from a young age.
Yeah.
And what's really important about being quarterback is being cerebral, knowing where to go to the ball, knowing your checks, and all that different, all those different external factors that you don't think about when you just think about arm talent and footwork. And then this past year, our quarterback coach, Chandler Whitmer, who's now the quarterback coach for the Bucks with Baker right now, he made me watch every single clip of Sam Darnold from the past year and Matthew Stafford, as they had a little bit of a similar system as we did at Indiana some of the play-action games. Not the RPO, but for the play-action games and for the drop-back game. And it was great to see their footwork and really how they process the game. And it helped me learn a lot about the NFL game, because you always see the highlights, but it was really interesting to see how they dealt with plays that didn't go their way, when they needed to throw the ball away or they needed to check it down. And I think that really helped my efficiency this year.
Listen, you're going to go to the Raiders. We can project that. I'm projecting you're going to go number one. You will lose some games. It's a great division. And when I watched you against Miami, they were running some zone, some man-to-man. It was a very smart defense, and they were really physical. And I kind of felt, I honestly felt, Fernando, I'm like, he's kind of getting a glimpse of the NFL. Like, Miami's got professional-level athletes. Take me back to that Miami game, because you were so good on big downs. Was that the most professional feeling? I mean, Ohio State's obviously great, but when you played Miami, honestly, it felt, I said this, I'd never watched the college game that I thought felt like a little bit of a pro game. When you were in that game, did it take you to a place? Did you think at any point, this is the best personnel I've ever faced?
Honestly, I think pound for pound, Ohio State had the best personnel. But what Miami made an NFL game is the edges they had. They have 2 first-round picks on the edge. And that's how it is in the NFL. You want to stay in front of the sticks. You want to be efficient so you don't get in the long third downs, because they have Jason Taylor as a D-line coach, and they're doing all different NFL stunts, all these different disguises. So you want to stay ahead of the sticks, and Miami had an extremely physical defense. And with the NFL, like we talked about, the margins are so small, and it's going to be a dogfight every single week. And when it seems like you're up by a lot, you're not really, because then it comes back to equalize. And I think the Miami game was great experience, because you're going to get roughed up. So what? Cry about it. But you're going to need to be able to deliver in the big moments. Like they say, money down, third down, and even more than that, fourth down.
It's your personality is very infectious, and it's very authentic. And you're a very optimistic guy. But what I'll tell you, it's not just the Indiana stuff. I like that you played at Cal. Aaron Rodgers played at Cal. Jared Goff played at Cal. Jared Goff, I don't know if you've seen the tapes. Jared Goff got beat up a lot at Cal. He got sacked a lot. And I look at Cal and I'm like, oh, this kid knows what it's like. This is tough. If I said to you, Fernando, what is the one thing you have to work on before you take an NFL snap? What's the one thing that, I'm not saying it keeps you awake at night, but you're like, man, I got to get better at blank.
Yeah, I would say with the NFL, I believe my footwork needs to get better because the anticipation of time in the NFL, it's larger than college. College, you always got to throw it, right as they break or before they break. But the NFL, you kind of get away with that stuff. And with the footwork and timing, it's something that I've really improved on from Cal to this year. But I think the footwork is so important, and it's really the small movements in the pocket. We see quarterbacks, when I was watching the NFL tape, you see Matthew Stafford. He moves a foot, is stable, and then rips the ball rather than escaping the pocket or these large movements in the pocket. It's all about being subtle and being a master within your telephone booth in the pocket.
All right. By the way, are you picking a team for the Super Bowl? Is there a team you think's better?
I'm not picking a team for a Super Bowl. I don't want to get in any trouble. I just hope it's a good game. And it's kind of funny because now I'm in the real world and actually going to play in the NFL. So from being an NFL fan, I've got rid of that aspect of my life now because I realize I'm going to be playing for an NFL franchise and organization, and I need to give them my all.
Yeah. Planet Fitness is who you're supporting. You got a word for Planet Fitness?
I do. As much as I love Coach Signetti, he kicked me out of the Indiana football facility. He said, get out of here. We're ready for the new team. And so when I'm here on Radio Row, I need to get a workout in. I need to be prepared. I can't have 2 weeks off not working out. If not, I don't even want to see what that product looks like. So with Planet Fitness, it gave me a $15 per month subscription. So I'm able to go in there, before Radio Row, get a workout in, do some, pliability, be able to, work on my core and maintain and strain for this pre-draft process, as I know how important it is. And I need to give this 8 weeks and honestly this entire year my all.
I'm starting to really like Curt Cignetti's crankiness. That makes me laugh. That is Curt Cignetti. I'm starting to really an endearing quality. Get out of my facility, kid. Hey, congrats. Can't wait to watch you play in the NFL. You're an easy guy to root for, and thank you for taking 15 minutes for our show.
Thank you so much. God bless you guys. I appreciate it again.
All right, Fernando Mendoza.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.